I've always said representation matters tremendously. And I think when you just see someone who's young and is Black and is killing it and is not allowing their upbringing to affect their adulthood, I want people to be inspired by that. I truly, truly do. My name is Jackie Aina. I'm a content creator. I'm based in LA and I'm an advocate for inclusivity. I grew up here in the LA area, and I have one parent that is Black American, and my dad is from Nigeria. That is a big part of the content that I create now and a part of what my voice and identity stands for now. And I'm very proud of that. I've always known that beauty and fashion were like my thing, like literally since I was like 9 or 10. I was like, I'm gonna be a fashion designer. I was sketching things, I was designing clothes, and that was a huge, huge part of, I think, like an escape for me also when I was younger. I was 12 years old and I remember coming home from school one day and I just remember seeing like 15 hefty bags and I was just like, Mom, like, do you want to explain what's going on? Like, I knew my parents had issues. You just grow up thinking that's their normal. I knew nothing about, like, you know, these are the effects of how alcohol tears families apart and how it tears marriages apart. And so, you know, we checked into these shelters and it was a whole life that I knew nothing about. And sometimes we'd be in a shelter for like a week and then we'd have to go, and then we'd go to another shelter and then we'd have to go. And sometimes the staff wasn't always friendly. Food wasn't great, you know. It was hard. It was not easy. I did deal with like sexual assault as a child, and I learned how to pretend like it didn't happen at all. And as an adult, you have to deal with it. You have to confront it, because I choose to not allow it to define me as a person. And I have to consciously make an effort every single day not to be like a product of, you know, what my upbringing was. I kind of picked up on the makeup thing, I would say in my like early 20s. Like, that's when I was like, ooh, fashion's cool. I already know how to do that. Makeup is cool now. Like, I wanted to practice on my friends, on my family. So I was already doing that in the Army. When I joined, it was 2007. To me at the time, it felt like an opportunity to like do something for my community, for my country. And so I joined. So then 2009 was the first time I, you know, started a channel. It was just a way for me to express myself. I have a responsibility, I have a platform. Not everybody feels they have a responsibility for their platforms, but I try to say things and believe in things that I know will ultimately benefit people who are like me. And that's all that matters. Put it out there, boom, whatever. You don't like it, not my problem. That's it. We're on our way to a couple meetings. And after that, I'm really excited because I'm going to be meeting some fellow creators. We are going to be getting together to talk about their experiences as Black women, Black content creators. So I'm really excited. I love them. And I've been following some of these girls for a long time. Everybody calls me Auntie Jackie for a reason. So I'm always going to give people tough love, but it will always be the truest advice. And I always tell people, you know, unfortunately, when you're doing something that people may not necessarily believe in, you may not be supported in the way you think you are.
How do you all feel just being in a room full of Black women?
Amazing, empowering. Sometimes you feel like people expect a certain thing from you being a Black woman, and then you feel like you have the expectations of what a Black woman is on your shoulders, and it's like, no, I am a Black woman, but I'm not the representation for all Black women in this lane.
One thing that I would like to see is brands specifically, because, you know, they do set the climate of representation in a lot of ways. I would like to see them put their money where their mouths are and, you know, not only show diversity and beauty in the forefront and in ads and stuff like that, but also behind the scenes. Like, who do you hire? Who's the person making the decisions for the companies that you work for?
You've been consistently an advocate for inclusivity, for bringing other people along, and for just making sure that there are multiple seats at the table. And I just feel like you really haven't ever stopped being authentic.
I refuse to allow disrespect of Black women collectively. It's just something that will never happen under my watch. And I will always do what I can to make sure that it just doesn't happen. So I have a little friend who happens to have her own company that puts together care packages and gift bags for people that live on Skid Row that are homeless. And so today we're going to be contributing.
So you guys know I run Beauty to the Streets, which is a nonprofit organization. And we take care, we bring Beauty to the Streets. So we take care of about 800 people every single Saturday. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you do good. It's a whole process. It's a whole cycle. You know, so we help a lot of people when they come back every week. They know that someone cares about them. This is what we have to give. And so that's how Beauty to the Streets got started, and that's what we continue to do.
We don't necessarily have, or at least when I was young, didn't have a lot of like positive role models to look up to that could teach us about money or how to succeed. Like, it was just not something you saw a lot of. And I think what's particularly important about that is I wish when I was like 10 to like 17, I had people around me showing me what it looks like to live out your passion. You know, if I could be that to somebody else, then I really, really hope I can be. I truly do.
Thank you, ladies, so much. It's a blessing.
So my vision for the future is, you know, hopefully taking all of what I've championed for now and building that into a brand that will hopefully, you know, inspire other Black women, inspire other up-and-coming entrepreneurs that are just seeing someone else do it. I want to be able to like hire Black women. I want to be able to inspire Black women and hopefully build an empire.